Astro Mixamp Pro TR versus the Steelseries Gamedac Gen 2. Hey everyone, it's the Photo Techie. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is about the Astro Mixamp Pro TR and the Steelseries Gamedac Gen 2 for your Xbox Series consoles. If you are looking to upgrade your audio and you have a wired headset and you basically done with the audio that's coming from the controller 3.5mm port, these two are the only wired solution currently available for the series consoles. So let's quickly get the price out of the way. By the way, I do have their individual reviews on my channel. I'll link them on this video so you can check them out if you need to. But in terms of price, the Astro and the Gamedac Gen 2 on their own price exactly the same, $130 in America and £140 here in UK. So specs, Astro can do 16-bit 48 kHz, 20 to 24,000 Hz frequency response, and the SteelSeries Gamedac Gen 2 can do 24-bit 96 kHz and 5 to 40,000 Hz frequency response. Bear in mind, Xbox Series consoles will only output 16-bit 48 kHz anyways. Physical dimensions, I have to say the Mixamp Pro TR feels very substantial. We have a big volume dial here and a chat mix dial that's just available to you the whole time, and nice foam inserts at the bottom, so keeping it on your desk securely, not an issue. The port is quite nice. You can fit any cable in there. At the back, we do have this option, so it's actually a micro USB. We have the Xbox and PC switch here, optical port if you want to do that, and then I think you can daisy chain these. I didn't use them. There's an auxiliary in, stream out, so a lot of features. I just mainly use it for audio on my series consoles. So not a bad device. Unfortunately, there's no mic mute button on the device, and all these EQs and Dolby processing in the USB mode actually doesn't work on the device. If you want these EQs and anything to work, you need to use the optical port. The Gamedac Gen 2 is a simple design. We only have one dial here, which basically functions for your global volume, and pressing it in will bring you into different modes. And the chat mix, you have to use the same dial. There is one capacitive button to basically exit out of menu options, but there is a screen here to see what changes you are doing. And this is a USB only, so you don't require basically optical port or anything. Bottom is again got some foam inserts and stuff, so it can basically stay securely on the desk. The 3.5mm port is very recessed though. This is like, I really don't like it because some cables won't fit in there, so you will need to find adapters and stuff. I don't know why they went with this design. I was quite fortunate actually. The H6 Pro cable did fit, but my HD598 cable did not, so I had to use adapters and stuff. But yeah, simple design here. This glass has got so many scratches now. I really don't like the material. The SteelSeries I've used, even the back, there's so many scratches on the device. So yeah, I think a time will come where this will be completely scratched. I think the device will still be usable though. Alright, features comparison. So the Astro was built with optical port in mind, so with the USB audio, none of the EQs or Dolby processing works on the device. They do give you a free license to the Dolby Access app that basically does all the processing on the Xbox Series console. I think that Dolby Access is a must. It's £16, so you are getting that for free. I think if you get the Gamedac Gen 2, you definitely need that. For me, it's a must. I love the performance mode in that app. So nothing on the device. There is no mic monitoring option here. If you want to enable mic monitoring, you'd have to go into the Astro Command Center app, which is thankfully available on the Xbox platform. And you have to basically enable the mic monitoring and sync it to the device. That app has the different EQ options you can change as well, but to take advantage of the on-device EQ, you need to use an optical extractor. In my full review of the device, I explain basically how that works. So in a way, the device is literally just giving you USB audio, but the good thing is the chat mix dial works. So that's quite handy. That is just there all the time. And of course, your volume dial works. Mic mute button, like there is nothing in terms of mic mute sort of thing. So you have to have that option on your headset. When we come to Gamedac Gen 2, this is a full feature device. This is basically the newest thing, and they have everything. Mic monitoring on the device. We have mic level, how much you want to boost your mic, that's there. You can disable your mic as well, that's on the device. So if you're using, let's say, a headset that doesn't have that option to mute the mic, it's there. So the chat mix is, you only have one dial, and when you press it, you are either in the global volume mode or you can go into the chat mix mode. When you're in the chat mix mode, you can leave it there. It won't revert to the global volume until you press the dial. So in a way, this dial is like, you can leave it in the chat mix and just keep using it that. And this one has 4 different presets of EQs and 1 custom one. And the custom EQ, it does EQ very well with the sound. So I had to do a little bit of EQing. So yeah, in terms of features, yeah, a lot of features on the Gamedac Jet 2, and they work. You don't need an app or whatever on the Xbox Series console. So I'd just like to mention some of the bugs and strange behaviors I've experienced with the devices, starting with the Mixamp. As you can see, my Xbox is off, but the Mixamp is on because the USB is connected. Now, if I turn the Xbox on and I start gaming, because this was already on before it turned on, for some reason there is a problem with the audio if you basically do it this way, if you don't reconnect it. It feels like the audio is clipped somehow, so the bass rumble is not there and the highs don't reach where they're supposed to, and it's noticeable. Like, I noticed this straight away, especially in Call of Duty and Battlefield, the explosions and stuff. I just knew that something is not right. But once the Xbox is on, if you disconnect it and connect it back, the sound comes back, and it's so repeatable. I can literally go into firing range and experience it, literally disconnect and connect it back, fire the gun, and I know, oh wow, this is the full sound. Strange bug, firmware updates, whatever, different Xbox firmware updates come out, and this is up to date with Astro Command Center, and is just there. So whatever reason, that's a strange bug that the Mixamp has. With the Gamedac Gen 2, there is a Reddit post, I'll leave a link to it. They talk about latency. Apparently this has like 80 millisecond delay than what other devices that can produce sound on series consoles especially. I didn't notice that. I mean, Call of Duty was everything fine. One point where I do notice it is in Battlefield. If you're running, because your own footsteps are like kind of loud in that game, and when there is not much happening around you, I did feel like, oh, is there an enemy around me? That's something that doesn't happen on PS5, the same device, and even the Astro. So that's the only time I felt that something is maybe it's the delay that's at play. Because I think 80 milliseconds, to be honest, I don't think I'll be able to notice that. But that's the only situation where I felt like, okay, this is not right. It feels like what's going on, like, it throws me off a little bit. Other than that, it's been fine. Okay, let's talk sound quality. So like I mentioned, I think Dolby is a must, and I like to use the performance mode in the Dolby Access app. The Astro, without any EQ, nothing, just the performance mode in Dolby Access app, is actually a really, really good experience. Using the H6 Pro with this, yeah, it provides with enough volume, the bass rumbles, the mids, like, it's the cohesion with Call of Duty and Battlefield is absolutely amazing. At my age, I miss things on the screen all the time, but I have to say, knowing just what's going on around me, it's perfect. Like, it's so good. This really basically opened the whole different dimension of the gaming for me on Xbox. I was using just the controller, and yeah, getting this, I realized how much of an upgrade this is, and I started picking things up. Really, really good experience with just, like, I don't even do no EQ, nothing. In my original review, in my full review of this device, I said that I used the optical, I was trying the different EQs, but I decided just using the USB and just the performance mode. It was so good. And I've tried the HD598 and the H6 Pros, because the H6 Pro is just one cable with the mic and everything, so I just play with that. Really, really good experience without doing any basically EQing. Gamedac Gen 2, very, very good device. So in my full review of this, I used it with its own headset. So yeah, it pairs absolutely amazing. When it comes to the H6 Pro, it felt that it could not provide the same amount of power what this was doing. So, but I think what it is, I think it's the EQ. So you can EQ this. So when I did a custom EQ with increase a little bit bass and the mids, yeah, they sort of like came on par to both Astro can do. I would say the volume is still felt 5% lower than the Astro, but yeah, it's actually, yeah, it was really, really good experience, and having the ability that it's on hand, it's a big plus. So if you're using a different headset and you want to adjust something or you want to try different things, oh my days, it's just there. Unfortunately, it's just one EQ, like custom one. You can't change the other ones, they're just presets. So that's a very good feature that this has. And but you do have to, like, kind of, in my experience, have to do a little bit EQ. One strange thing that the game deck sort of has is you can't be bang in the middle of the chat sort of thing. You really have to go towards the game at least 5-6 notches to get that full thing. So sound, I would say, would be on par with both of them, apart from that bug that I mentioned, that, the input latency kind of, the sound latency kind of thing on the device. So bear that in mind. Now, conclusion. So what I would suggest you get, price wise, like I said, they're both exactly the same. Yes, you do need the Dolby access, so you're paying a little bit more. But I'll say this, if you think you'll ever get a PS5, ever, like you think that it's on the car or you already have it, don't even think about the Astro, just get that. Okay, just get the Game Deck Gen 2, and the multi-system compatibility, absolutely amazing. If you already have an audio solution for your PS5 and you're just looking something for your series consoles that you want to use, I would still think that spending 130 US dollars or 140 pounds, something which is like very old and not what it was made for, you don't have those options on it, not even a mic mute button, and there are some little annoyances where you don't have the mic monitoring, you have to go into an app and sync to it. I think personally doesn't make sense now that this exists. So my recommendation would be, there are so many of these available in used market. That's how I got mine, by the way. I did not purchase this brand new, I got it used. So you want to save some money, you can buy it used, definitely this. But if you're thinking of getting a new device, this is my opinion, by the way, guys. Even with that delay kind of thing, I still think it just makes sense to get something that's multi-system compatible, okay? And with all its downsides and stuff, it's just like it's a newer device. So if you connect it to the PC, you can get higher bit rate and stuff. That's another thing. But yeah, in terms of sound, yeah, very good. But 100 and like in 2023, 140 pounds, 130 US dollars is a bit much for the Mixamp Pro TR. But yeah, that's basically my advice. That's everything from me. If I left anything out, please do me a favor, leave me a comment, and yeah, maybe even teach me a thing or two, your experiences as well. So I love that when people leave info. That's absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for everybody who subscribed. Your support absolutely means a lot. And thanks a lot for watching this video. Hopefully, I'll catch you in one of my other ones. Bye for now.